What is good, my Jorkers? It is June 11th. It is Wednesday. You know what that means. It means it's new comic book day and it's time to review some new comics. We're going to kick this off by talking about a comic that I found pretty gosh damn funny. Toxic Team Up. The Toxic Avenger meets Jesus Christ from the pages of Second Coming. So this is issue 1 of the Toxic Team Ups, which is a part of Ahoy Comics' Toxic Mess Summer. Looks like this is them trying to get Toxic Avenger back into the light with the movie that's going to be coming out soon. I have never picked up a Toxic Avenger comic in my life. I don't think I've picked up anything Toxic Avenger related before in my life. I've known of the character. This being my first comic, this was a fantastically stupid time. The writer is Mark Russell, who has done some work on the Flintstones comic, which I've heard nothing but amazing things about. And he's also done the comic The Second Coming, which is where I believe they pulled this specific version of Jesus Christ from. The art is done by Richard Pace, who has a very unique style in this comic. It needs to have a unique style when you have a premise like this. I'm going to post some more of his art up on the screen. I found some amazing stuff by this guy. Definitely going to have to put some more eyes on him. Now, the premise here is pretty simple. Jesus Christ meets the Toxic Avenger while doing community service, and both learn lessons from each other. And before anyone asks, is that offensive? Not really, not at all. There's nothing really insulting done to Jesus Christ. There is a tad bit of social commentary in here, but it's not soapboxy. It's nothing that really smacks you over the head. It's enough that you're reading it and you go, "Oh yeah, that does happen." So yeah, I mean, for what this is, if this makes sense, this is probably the best way they could have done this. If it's the same creative team, I'm gonna pick up the next issue. If you could get a hold of this, I'd recommend picking it up. It's stupid fun. I got a pretty good giggle reading this thing. I was kicking my feet reading it, so I think you'd enjoy it. I'm personally gonna pick up some more Toxic Avenger now, and I think I'm gonna look into that Second Coming comic that's out. I've heard nothing but good things about it. Next up is the highly discussed Absolute Batman issue 9. The hype around this comic is basically all about what kind of crazy shit Scott Snyder's gonna do with Bane. And make no mistake, the shit do be crazy. The shit he do be doing with Bane is crazy. So me personally, I haven't been following Absolute Batman all like that. It's cool. I read issue 1. It was fun. Scott Snyder has been trying to do this thing with Batman since All-Star Batman, in my opinion, with the overly crazy, edgy, over-the-top spin on the character. The difference between him and another Snyder who tried to make Batman edgy is that this Snyder knows how to have fun, and this issue was not only just fun, but there was a good mix of horror put into it. There was a good bit of suspense. I have some questions that now I do need to read the next issue. So getting into the juice of Absolute Batman issue 9, Scott Snyder does a really creative job introducing a somewhat new, somewhat classic Bane. He's still very intelligent, very formal with his words, and more than ever, he is horrifying. And what really helped push this new direction with Bane is Nick Dragotta's art. Throughout the comic, Nick Dragotta's art is wonderful. I love how expressive he is. The real area that Dragotta really steps up is by showing how these characters experience fear. I really adore seeing what very stoic characters look like while they're trying to hide these emotions. And both parties here, the writer and the artist, do such a great job at giving the slightest cracks within them. And as for the fear that Bane was going to be mischaracterized, again, this keeps everything I think Bane is known for, but just amplifying it, which I think is a good summary of Absolute Batman in general. But it's different enough that it's a fresh take, but again, it's still the Bane we love, just again, amplified to an extreme in every way, including the intelligence, wit, and elegance of the character. I'll definitely be adding this comic to my pull box. I definitely want to see where this story ends up and how it proceeds. I don't know if I'm going to stay on to Absolute Batman, but for this specific story, I'm with it. And that is it for all the comics I picked up this week. There were a few others I glanced at. I didn't pick up quite yet just because I want to wait until a new story begins. And that's all I got for you today. If you have any comic book recommendations, please comment, let me know. And until then, I'll see you guys next week for the next New Comic Book Wednesday.